Good evening, everyone. So, if you've been following me on social media, you know that Saturday morning we went and saw The Last Jedi. Ooh. Overall, this will be the spoiler-free section of the review, and then after I've done that, I'll give you a warning and I'll move into spoilers. So, watch for that warning. Overall, I give it 8 out of 10, maybe. It was not as good as A New Hope. Sorry. Maybe it's just because it was my first Star Wars. I don't know. But it was still a good, enjoyable movie. We will still go out and buy the Blu-ray of it when it comes out. Probably the Extenders Cut Limited Edition, digital download, and disc combo pack or something. Whatever it is they do this time. You know, the one that costs way too much money, but you're going to do it anyways because it's Star Wars. That one. That's the one we're going to get. My wife who's watching this right now is panicking about the budget. So, it was a typical Star Wars movie in that you had two players. You had the good guy, in this case is a girl, Rey, and the bad guy, Kylo, and they carry the main storyline through the movie. Kylo grows a lot in this movie. I still think he has ways to go to become a real bad guy. Maybe in the next movie he'll become really bad, like Darth Vader was. Not quite up to Darth Vader yet. Still too much of a whiny little throw a tantrum kind of guy, but he was getting there. There were signs of it. Rey did not grow quite as much. She does learn some things about herself, and she does get more powerful as the story goes on, which is like the obvious thing that would happen with her. She didn't grow quite as much as Kylo. Kylo is really the one in this movie that grew quite a bit. And then alongside this main storyline, you had a Finn storyline and a Poe storyline. They were much lesser arcs, which is to be expected because they're lesser characters at this point. But I really gotta say, I feel bad for the Poe fans because Poe was not utilized well. I didn't like how they characterized Poe. He just really was let down. And being typical Star Wars movies, there was plenty of humor in it. As these things go, I think it was pretty good, the humor balance. Overall, like I said, enjoyable movie. You should go see it. Okay, now I'm going to wave my black flags. We are going to enter into a section of this where we talk about spoilers. If you don't want to hear spoilers, you probably should have cut the film by now. But just in case, here's your last chance. Spoilers are to follow. Alright, I really overdid that. Reading online about the complaints about Star Wars. So y'all, by the way, have too much emotional investment in this. But, let's walk through them. First one, I saw a lot of was you're upset that Luke wasn't Superman. So, what the complainers wanted to see was Luke swoop in, wield triple lightsabers or something, and really just devastate everybody and win the day and leave the hero of the movie. He doesn't do that. I hate to tell you, but having a superhero character really destroys the movie. It really does. Because you either A, have to find a way to make him not so super, find some kind of special weakness that the enemy somehow magically figures out and uses against him, or you just don't really have any conflict, because every fight he walks into he's going to win, right? So it just doesn't work. So they really couldn't do that with Luke and still have it be an enjoyable movie. And honestly, the way I think Luke was portrayed is very much on character for Luke Skywalker. I know, I've heard the complaints that Mark Hamill doesn't like the way they portrayed Luke. I have to disagree with Mark Hamill. Sorry. Luke, assuming he actually did complain. I've listened to some of the feeds. I don't know if he was complaining, but that's okay. Luke was that kind of guy. You could crush him pretty easily, and what happened with Kylo and the Knights of Ren, that all could have happened to Luke. Just go back and watch the original series and pay attention to how weak of a person Luke is. He may have been real strong in the Force and had some great trainers, but inside he was still a little kid that was pushed out the war. So I thought they actually portrayed Luke very well. And he has some killer lines in the movie, by the way. That one line, the amazing thing is, everything you just said is wrong. That is going to be a meme. Promise you. You watch the internet. If it's not already out there, I'll be a little surprised, but it will be soon if it's not. Someone's going to screen capture it or use Photoshop and make one, whatever. You're going to see that GIF out there. And remember, you saw it on this channel first. Okay. Next thing I heard a lot of people complain about is the physics. Seriously? This is Star Wars. They've had magical shielding and people in mind control and telekinesis and swords that are lasers and lasers go this far and stop. I think they've had this stuff for literally decades upon decades, and now we're going to worry about the physics of Star Wars. Explosions of fire in space. I mean, really, come on, people. If you're worried about physics in Star Wars, you're in the wrong genre. Star Wars is not hard sci-fi. Go watch Gravity or something. I don't know. So just move on past that. But I will have to say, the light speed attack scene, that's a major thumbs up. Where the Admiral lines up the ship, jumps to light speed, and cuts right through the bad guy ship. Bad guy ship. I'm a real professional reviewer. I took notes on everything. And they cut the sound, so you saw the explosion in space with no sound. That was cool. I like that. There's only about 5 seconds worth of silence there, but that was nice. And then, of course, they had to turn back on the movie sound effects, so everybody would be happy. You know, the art is lost on some people. The other thing people complained about was that Rey gained her powers too fast. Yeah, I can kind of see that. You know, the first time we see her with a lightsaber in hand, she's winning lightsaber duels. But we did see her back on Jakku fighting with a staff and doing really well with that staff. So it's not like she didn't have combat training. You know, and if you look at the way she's using the lightsaber, she even holds it backwards and the way she swings it she's adapting her staff technique to the lightsaber. It's a stretch, but it's a movie. And besides, she's strong in the Force, and this Force is this magical power, or metaphor, this magical power that, metaphor that makes you, be able to see and do things that no one else can do. And lifting rocks. Yoda said the only thing you need to do if you had the Force to be able to lift a rock is believe you could do it. There wasn't skill. Most of Luke's training was him overcoming the fact that he couldn't believe that he could do what he could do. So if Rey believed she could lift the rocks, then she could lift the rocks right away. So, I can kind of see it, but get over it, so but overall, I think it was a great movie. A lot of fun. We will see it when it comes out on Blu-ray. That way I can turn up my Dolby Atmos system and closed captioning for my wife, and it'll be fun. So, again, it lacked the magic of A New Hope, but it is, the 37th Star Wars movie now or something? That happens, it's still good, enjoyable, plenty of fun little jabs at people, plenty of, nods to the old series, such as Rey trying to turn Kylo back from the dark side, just like Luke and Vader. We did hear from Obi-Wan briefly. He has 4 words in the whole film, but maybe it was 2-3 words. But he does talk to Rey directly, real quick. I don't think we're done with Luke. I think Luke is coming back in Episode 9. If you watch for that, I would bet a pile of gummy bears. Small pile, because I'm not supposed to have any. But I would bet a small pile of gummy bears that Luke is back in Episode 9. It was a different director than Episode 7, and you could see that. And it was a bit smoother, where Episode 7 was a little choppier in directing. This was a bit smoother for directing. I think the director did a better job artistically that way. But that's personal preference, so people out there can disagree. Anyways, overall, I think it was a good Star Wars movie. It was not a continuation of the Luke Skywalker line, which is what a lot of people were looking for. And supposedly we have now ruined their childhood because we didn't continue the Luke Skywalker line. By the way, Rey's heritage, Kylo Ren, the main bad guy, is the one that told her she was a nothing person with nothing parents. There's nothing to say the next movie can't come out and say Kylo was lying and she's, Obi-Wan's daughter or something. I don't think so. I think Kylo was telling the truth because it was a tool he was able to use against her. But that can easily be rewritten in the next movie. They can come out and say that he was lying. And she was just naive and believes him, which I would, accept as a plausible outcome in that snenario. Sooner or later, that would run with that, and we'll find out that she, someone's going to say that her and Kylo are twins. It's going to happen. Really all I'm going to say about it for now. I would like to hear back from people, so hit me up on Twitter or Facebook or down below in the comments on what you thought of The Last Jedi. It's very polarized out there. There are people that are really screaming about hating it, and they're going to boycott Disney for the rest of their life. Good luck with that, by the way. They own everything. Then there's people out there who love it and says it's the best movie ever. For me, it cost me $6.50 for my early bird special reserve seating tickets. It was a good movie and entertaining. Like I said, 8 out of 10. Not as good as Return of the Jedi or New Hope, but still a good Star Wars movie. And if I was watching it at home with closed captioning and my Dolby Atmos system and comforts at home, I probably would say it was an enjoyable waste of a couple hours. That's what I have on that. So hit me up with your comments. Until then, this is Not a Jedi signing out.